My lords, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to episode 31 of the Deluxe DLC Transport Fever 2 series on our American themed Southwest Arizona sort of area map. We're starting today just at the approach to Carrollton Station. This is a fairly busy stretch of track down here. We're not going to be doing any work in Carrollton today, but I thought this would be a nice place to start since it gives us a good opportunity to watch some of the comings and goings of all our lines in this area. We have freight lines coming down here, we have mainline services coming down here, and we have stuff that just passes on by in the background as well. So a high likelihood that we'll get to see some of our trains come and go. It does sound like there is one approaching. I don't know if you can pick it up yourselves on the video. Here it is now. One of our Mikados that's obviously just dropped off a load of goods into the city, and there in the distance we can see one of our cargo trains that is now being pulled by an Alco diesel unit. Those Alcos were unlocked during the outro of the last episode. I completely forgot to pause the date. I was so giddy with excitement about unlocking the big boy that I completely forgot to pause the calendar. So there was an unlock that occurred, and as you can probably figure out, the Alco was one of the locomotives that was unlocked during the outro. So what we're doing today then? Well, let's bring up the user interface. Things looking very good. We're going to head up back to Norfolk, and we're going to look to continue over there. In our last couple of episodes we've started steel production over here. We've started bringing steel into the machinery factory down here, and we have a line that supplies food into Norfolk as well, which is all running fairly smoothly. In terms of getting the machines produced, we still need these planks right here. We do have a sawmill here, and we have a forest up by Wilmington as well, and given that we have lines in the area, I think it makes sense if we tap into our existing infrastructure and have these services share these lines down here before coming down this way and heading into the Wilmington factory, the machines factory just down here on the river's edge. So the first thing I'm going to do is delete these roads in this area because they're just a little bit in the way. So all of these roads here, because they are not major network connections, they're just connections to various industries, so they're not necessarily needed, so we can get rid of them with no adverse effects. Hopefully this doesn't go too far. Now we have a junction just there what we can delete up to, and this just opens all this area out for us a lot better, gives us a lot more room to work with when we're laying our lines down to the sawmill, and of course from the sawmill down to the machinery factory as well. Let's get rid of all of that, and we'll go as far, in fact let's get rid of this as well down here. We'll keep the little roads that run in front of the industries because we might need them, but the link roads, we will get rid of them. Okay, so we will be bringing logs from up here, coming down into the sawmill, and as we said, connecting in and heading down to the machinery factory by Sioux Falls. So the first thing we'll do is we'll put down a cargo station here. We'll go for 2 tracks because we'll have one line that brings in the logs and then a separate line that takes the planks for onward consumption. So that's our first station for this venture, and this will be the Norfolk sawmill. We want another station up at Wilmington Forest just here. This only needs to be 1 track, however. I'm not liking the way the terrain is being modified here, although that looks better. Just keep turning it, maybe just get it about there. So this is the Wilmington Forest, not Wilkington, Wilmington Forest. And then we just need to get from here into this line down here. We have a little stretch of single track right here, which we're going to double up now. So let's just do that. So I'll pause the game while we're doing this, because it's going to interrupt the flow of our cargo down here. So if we go as far as the switch, which is just there as we can see, and then delete this little merge point here, connecting there, and then on the opposite side we have another bit of single track here which we're going to need to remove. So let's double this up, and how far do we go? Not too far. And again, just quickly delete that little switch there, merge those two together like so, and I think we're double tracked down here. We'll need to amend this when we get round to it, but for now it's okay. What we're going to do first of all is just double up on these signals down here. So we'll have a signal there, we need a signal here. Let's go ahead and put another block roughly halfway between those two. We need a corresponding signal here, and I think that should be good. We can keep this single track, that's not a problem. Right, now that we've got the signals ready and we've doubled up the track, we can head down to our tracks here. So as we can see up here, we're about 12 meters in terms of our height. How high are we up here? 19 meters, okay. So we do need to gain some elevation, not too much, only 7 meters. So we'll allow the game to take us upwards, although we don't want to go up that far. That's perfect, look, 19 meters. We're going to have a little tunnel through there, that's not too unpleasant. And then bring this through. Now we want to maintain the current elevation, 19 meters, so make sure we do that. There we go. And this should be relatively straightforward. We want to bring it in. Let's try and get a bit more speed out. That 65 miles per hour looks to be our slowest point. Another tunnel through there. Again, not overly offended by that, so we'll leave that tunnel in place. Now we need to double it up because, well, we do. We don't have to, but we're going to. And let's have these then connect in just before the station, round about there. Then let's go for some signals down here. So we want a one-way signal there, and that will control access into the station platform. We'll have a quick clearing signal there. That's a very short signal. And to compensate for that, let's go ahead and put some dwarf signals in this first tunnel for switching back to the regular style and filling in our blocks down here. That's such a short tunnel, we won't need any dwarf signals in there. What we will need to do, however, is amend our signals in and around this junction to make sure everything is as free-flowing as we possibly can get it. So sort of like that will work. Okay, so now we can get as far as down here. What I might do, because these trains wait here for a load, our logging train, as it's coming back, it could end up getting stuck behind this and having to wait for quite a while for free passage. So I'm going to remove that signal there. I am then going to put in a little slip switch over here, just there. We'll do the same as we leave the station here, if it'll allow us to do the same over here. A little bit slow, but that's okay, like that. And then this way our trains, when they're coming back, they can take this platform down here. Well, it's not even a platform, but they can take this track here before getting back to where they need to be. We'll need a signal here then, so the trains can wait here if there's something passing through down here. Everything else I think should be okay, but I think we will just change that to a 2-aspect signal light right there. And just to make sure our trains do go the correct way that we're wanting them to, let's go ahead and put a left-hand signal that is bi-directional just here, and then we can use that as a waypoint through down here. Okay, so now we've cleared that, we need to get up to our sawmill station right here, and as we can see, it is quite elevated, so this could be a little tricky, because if you have to bear in mind, of course, we do have the limitation set by the mod, and as we can see there, that would be too much slope, so we can't do it there. Right then, are we going to be able to do this at all? That's the question. Let's see. No, that is still coming in as too much slope. Okay, well that shouldn't be a problem, because what we can do is just push this station here back a ways, maybe to about there. Just delete that little bit of road, that's superfluous. And then using the road tool, run a line to give station access, or run a road I should say, to give us station access, and then one along the front of the industry itself, connect them together, and then they have that link. Now from here, hopefully we do have enough space to get up there and it won't be too much slope. Well, that's not even working, so that's a good start, isn't it? Let's try it from here. And it's not liking this. Maybe if we do the outer track first of all. So we can get to, in fact, better idea. Let's go from the inner track and hopefully we can get down to the height of the tracks down here. Nope, it will not snap parallel. Perhaps if we come this way, there we go, so it will work. So we'll do that. Now that's going to be quite a steep climb for the trains, and then we'll just do that. Now this is going to be a little slow because we are restricted in terms of the available space that we have, but that's okay. That signal will need pushing back, and we'll just move it back a couple of meters to about here, like that, and we'll have another one just there. Now we should be able to get this track up to the station platform as well. Wonderful. And what we'll do is we will have the login trains stop at platform 2. So to get them back onto the correct side, we'll need a merge lane like that. That means we will also need a signal back here, and then hopefully we can squeeze in at least maybe 2 blocks down here. I think we should be able to, but they might be short blocks, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And let's have a clearing block there and there. Okay, yeah, that's all ready to go. We can restart the game, still got it paused. Now we need to get a line from this platform, platform number 1, this is where the planks will be loaded, and to get it down to here, although we're coming down this way, aren't we? So let's see, where does it branch off? Just here. Okay, so can we get another line over there? No, we can't, that's a collision. Okay, let's just think about this then. What if we do this? Can we do that? No, apparently not. Yes, we can from the other direction. Again, quite slow, but shouldn't be a problem. And then can we have something like this? So that will then continue on down there, obviously. Now, do we have enough space here? We should have, because we've got plenty of space. So we should be able to get this down level with this track, although it looks like we might not be able to. That's too much slope. Where do we don't want to be any further than that signal right there. Just get rid of that track, get rid of it. There we go. So can we get, and bearing in mind we still have to merge in as well. So what's the shortest distance we can do that? Still too much curvature. So round about there, we could shave a little bit off it, but let's see. Can we now get up to the platform? Yes, we can. Okay, that's good. That's good to see. Right, so let me just think about this. So all these signals are now on the wrong side. So we'll be coming down this way. We will come down here, cross over here. That signal now is too short, as is that one. So we need to replace those signals. So we'll have a signal. Let's go for the 3 head. We'll have a signal there and a signal there. Back to the track laying tool. Let's start bringing out our second stretch of track from the station. I think here we'll have it single tracked as a crossover, like that. So our trains will come down here, merge in, cross straight over to here, and then head down that way. We don't actually need 2 of these, do we? No, we don't. We can get rid of that one. That's not necessary. In fact, oh no, we could have this little stretch of line shared. There's no signal down there to dictate it's one way, so this bit of track could be bi-directional and then they get back onto the correct side on their way up. That should work. Right, so let's flesh this track out, bring it all the way down. Collision, I bet it's the signals that we're colliding with. Well, we need to replace them anyway, so let's just delete all the signals from this stretch of track down here. Because we don't need these anymore. Well, we do, but they're in the wrong direction now. Like that. Then go back to the track laying tool. Double up all the way down here. All the way down. Still getting a collision there. I'm not sure what you're colliding with. Maybe we'll just have to do it in stages like this. Yeah, that seems to be a lot nicer, a lot happier. All the way round. And then we get to this station here. And we'll leave it there because we need to decide how we're getting through this station. What do we have here? The GMC PD 3751 Greyhound Silverside. And that's it, that's your lot. A nice new bus for us to have a look at in a moment. We can get that in there. So we might have this as bi-directional again. And let's go something like this if we can do it. Can we get that to there? I was hoping we might be able to. We can get it like, where was it? That's your maximum just there. And then from that switch come down here like so. So let's just rework this approach to this station. Let's take it back to about, in fact let's just get rid of the whole lot. Back to about there. I think we'll have these come in on the outer platform here. So let's connect into that platform there. Push these back a little further. Like this. And then we'll do something, in fact no, we'll leave that for now. Yeah, that can stay as it is for now. Have them merge in like that. Put a signal there. Clearing signal there. A couple of blocking signals down here. We want that way, so we need, yeah, you can come down, yeah, you can cross over here, but we want you to come down this way. So this will be 2-directional, so what we'll do here is get a 2-way signal on the left hand side of the track there, and let's also have a 2-way signal there. No, because then they might conflict. Okay, so let's have a 1-way signal there because this track is 1 way from here. They cross back over this way. Oh, using the wrong signal types, but it doesn't matter. Block there, and then yeah, blocking all the way down to the next junction. We can keep these blocks fairly spaced out, I dare say. So down to there, down to here, and now we're getting close to the junction. Let's have a 3 aspect there, a 3 aspect back there, and we need a couple of signals down here as well, and we also need a way for our train to get back onto this side, so we need something like that. 2 aspect there for this station approach, and maybe a block here. Yeah, that should work. Let's get a 3 aspect there, and I think that should work. So let's do the log line first. So we're coming from the forest down to here, and no, we're not going to the refinery, that's the wrong station. Down to here. Yep, you're on that platform because that's the only one you can use to get back on, so that's great. Let's colour that brown. Do the departure configuration here, full load, and give it a more fitting name. So this is logs, and this is Wilmington, WLMT I believe we used, to Norfolk, NFLK. Just double check it is WLMT. We do have a line in Wilmington. Oh, it's WMGT. Okay, so WMGT. So let's just do that. There we go. So that's ready to go then. I don't see there being any problems. You've decided to come back through this platform here, so that's good. So you won't get held up by anything that may be being loaded. And then you're off on your way up to the forest. That's great. So let's get our loco for this then. Buy vehicles. So as I mentioned at the start of the video, we unlocked the Alco, which we can see right here, and we also unlocked the Baldwin DT, and I think it was the Virginian 284 as well. I can't quite remember. And I think we might go for the Baldwin for this line. It's decent enough power. It's not a very long line, so the consist shouldn't be over large. And we want flat car with side stakes. We'll go to 10 first of all. Maybe 16. And we'll go 18. That's mediocre. Maybe take some off. That's 16. That's 15. 15's not bad. It's got a good rating. It should be able to cope with this gradient change here quite easily. And I think we'll only need 1 maybe of this. We'll start with 1. We can always duplicate it at a later time if we need to. So we'll purchase that. Assign it to the line. There we go. So that's that done. Now can we get the line set up from the sawmill? So new line, Norfolk sawmill, down to the machinery factory. You've gone to platform 3 because that's the only one you can access. Let's just use that colour scheme there. So we know this is all okay. In fact, I might temporarily change the colour scheme just so we can see it's doing the right thing at this station. Let's use a blue. Yep, you're passing through there. Yep, this is all, we know that's all okay. What about down here? You're doing what we expected you to do? Yes, you are. So that's great. So now we can go back to the colour scheme. Let's use that one actually. And again, at the sawmill, let's do the departure configuration, full load. And let's give it a more fitting name. So this will be planks from Norfolk to Sioux Falls. And we can get a locomotive or a train built for this. There goes our new diesel. Looks quite meaty, sounds quite good as well. So that train is on its way. So now we can get another train. I think we might have 2 on this one because it's going a far greater distance. So what loco do we want to use here? They're quite expensive. Maybe the Alco, perhaps. No, let's go for, yeah, it's going to be expensive, but it's not a big problem. What about the nickel plate road? That's a little cheaper, and there's not much in it in terms of its performance. Let's get the Berkshire 284 class S2. So we'll have one of those. Cargo, we want flat car with side stakes. And look, oh my, still going. I'm just paying attention down here at the moment. Still going. Oh, we've passed good. So just So we can have a 600-meter train and it would still have a good classification. 588 capacity. Now obviously that's not what we're going to do. I was just doing a little test there to see how big we could go with before we drop to mediocre. Right, so let's have around about, maybe go for 300-ish capacity, because we have the power, so we may as well utilise it. And it would look quite impressive. It's expensive as well, but that's not a problem. 53 million for the 2. Do you think we need 2? I think we might have problems when it comes to loading down here. And the back end might come down onto this track. Well, let's go for 2. We can always sell one of them and just run one and maybe extend it somewhat. So let's put you onto that line. There we go. And then we should start seeing planks being brought in down there, and then the machines being produced. And then of course we need to get the machines from down here and take them up to Norfolk, but we'll do that in a future episode. So our diesel is heading to the sawmill first. It will then turn around and head back to the forest up here. I'm thinking actually we might go for 2 of those. Yeah, let's duplicate it already. Let's get 2 on that line. So we'll run 2 down there. A few minutes ago we did unlock the Greyhound Silver side, so I think we might upgrade our current bus fleet to deploy those newly unlocked buses. So let's have a look, shall we? Let's because there's not too many, we can select them all at once. I think we only have about 7 bus lines, 6, 7, yep, 7 it is. And so we're currently using the twin coach 44S, 31, 88, 14, 52 to 8 and 15, so a big increase in speed and power. Nearly double the amount per year, but that's not a problem, and we are saving quite a lot on the old emissions there, as we can see, so that's always an added bonus, especially for your buses, because they of course are in and around your cities for the vast majority of their journeys. So let's replace those, and let's also bump up the maintenance for them as well. Try and suppress those emissions as much as we possibly can. Okay, so we're approaching the half-an-hour mark, just short of half an hour. So I think we might call a close to proceedings today. Maybe take a ride on these beastie trains down here, the, what was it called? I've forgotten already. The Berkshire 284. I mean, it does look a very nice train. Have we seen these ones before? No, I don't think we have. I was thinking of one in the previous episode where it had the illuminated number plate up here. But that is a very big train. Yeah, I mean, there's no probably about it. It certainly is overkill for what we need it to do, but I'm not too worried about that. It's just about having a little bit of fun at this point. So there's the twin just coming out as well. So I think what we'll do, yeah, we'll end it here. So what I'll do is I'll pause the date progression, just accelerate it a little, allow this train to reach the sawmill at Norfolk, and then we'll have a ride from the sawmill down to the machinery factory. Oh, you're already heading to the machinery factory. Okay, so let's just hop on board. It might end up coming down this way then if it's going straight for the machinery factory, but we shall see. So let's get ourselves positioned nicely. Shall we go? Oh no, I've messed that up. Nope, we are going up the hill. Let's just get off and get back on again, because I messed that up completely. And we can see the coupling knuckle down in the centre screen there, centre bottom. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. It's a lot of fun now that we're getting some of the more beastie trains involved on our network, so that's great to see. I think what I'll do between episodes is the trains that we have the big boy assigned to, I might go ahead and boost up their consist length as much as I can, just to make sure we're making full utilisation of the immense power that train provides us. As always at this point, let's take a moment to say thank you to my Patreon supporters. Your support is greatly appreciated, so thank you very much. And of course, all that remains for me to say now is, as always, ladies and gentlemen, take very good care of yourselves. it's ta-ta for now.